What's going on, YouTube? What is happening? Happy belated Memorial's Day, by the way. Hope everybody's doing well. If you are coming back to the channel, welcome back to the crib, big baby. If this is your first time visiting our channel, well, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for visiting. My name is Kenny. It is nice to meet you. And hopefully at the end, you will subscribe to the channel. And if you do, make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we've got some new content for you to check out. Always give us a thumbs up if we deserve. If not, thumbs down. That is okay as well, as long as you interact. We appreciate that support. Anything negative, well, it won't make it on the channel anyway. And you can see, by the way, in the subject, I bought a new truck. What? Really? Me? Why did I do that? You know, if you've been around watching my channel since the very beginning, you remember I bought a box truck. I was all amped up about getting out and doing some stuff in the box truck, and that just never happened because I'm currently still working. And so the box truck was just sitting and sitting and sitting. And finally, I said, let me sell it. And that's what I did. And but the cool thing about it is when I brought that box truck, I brought it in the company's name. So I started early on establishing business credit. I always recommend, not telling you what to do, but I always recommend keeping your personal separate from business and business separate from personal. And so when I brought the truck this time around, the process was easy the first time, but it was really easy this time because of what I did the first time around, if that makes sense. So I took the plunge and I bought a new truck. And you remember I told you, I said the next truck I would buy, two things. Number one, I would buy it brand new, 0 miles. Actually, I ordered it and it came when they finished building it, the manufacturer, 0 miles on it. The second thing is I am going to be driving it, at least in the beginning. You know, it's been a long time since I've been OTR, over the road. So before I put anybody in the equipment, I want to get out there and taste the water again myself. Make sure I fully understand this new market of trucking. But yeah, I'm super excited. And the first thing I wanted to do is share that information with you all. And I normally stick to my word. I told you I was going to do it. I didn't think I was going to do it this soon because, you know, the prices of these, you know, trucks are just, in my opinion, they overpriced. Fuel is high. It's just, you know, not really a good time, you know, but I found a great deal. At least what I consider to be a great deal. And so I made the move. It took me a while to decide what direction was right for me to go in, because what's right for me may not be right for you. It's probably not. And what's right for you is probably not going to be a good fit for me. And I had to figure out, what lane do I want to be in? Do I want to go into the semi lane? Been there, done that, don't want to do it. But let me just tell you now, semi, in my opinion, is still the best way to go in terms of making the most money. So many opportunities out there. Not what I want to do. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. If you've got your CDL, you want to go that route, you'll be okay. I've done the box truck thing. Well, I did, but I didn't. I bought a box truck, but I didn't do any work with it. A lot of people do very well with box trucks. Didn't want to go down that lane either. And, you know, I've always talked a little bit about expediting. We've been doing a lot more talking about it as of late. Matter of fact, the last few videos have been about expediting. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me with expediting questions. And I've been really looking at this for quite some time, almost 2 years now. And, you know, when I first started researching expediting, it was everything straight trucks. And those trucks are really expensive. I thought about working for a fleet owner, but I didn't want to do teams. And most fleet owners want to run teams. And it makes sense. You make more money that way. So I said, if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it solo. And I actually started watching some channels here on YouTube, met a couple of cool people who are doing expediting. And one of the interesting things that I noticed is a couple of them were getting out of the straight trucks and going into cargo vans or sprinter vans. And I was like, that's weird. So I started talking to them and I'm like, hey, what made you come out of the straight truck and go into a cargo van and or a Sprinter. And they said, Kenny, number one, it's less regulated. And I didn't think about that. That's a good point. And you don't necessarily make as much money, although you can, but your expenses are not as high. You're spending less in fuel in most cases. You're not heavily regulated. You're not running an ELD, and the equipment is cheaper. Even though the prices right now are crazy, it's cheaper. And so I really started looking into that and kind of dove into the numbers, the lifestyle, and all of that. And it looked like to be the best scenario for me. May not be for you, but for me. And so then I started looking at, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to do the Mercedes Sprinter? Man, they're nice. They are nice. People will tell you, get the biggest, the tallest. That's the Mercedes Sprinter's hand down. However, that price is the biggest, the baddest. And of course, the maintenance, the overhead, the upkeep on that type of vehicle. It's expensive. It really is. And so I didn't want to make a $80,000-$85,000 investment, $70,000 maybe if I found what they call a good deal on those types of vehicles. But everything was expensive. I even looked at the, what is it called? The Ford Transit. Man, I would test drove it and everything. They wanted $75,000. You remember what you could get those Ford Transits for a year or two ago? Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. So then I started looking at the ProMaster, the Dodge Ram ProMaster, and price was high. So then I started calling some companies because, my authority is for freight broker, and I don't have an authority for carrier, and I really didn't want to activate an authority for that. I said, let me lease on with somebody and try that lane first. And so once I did all my research, and I don't just talk to the companies and recruiters, I talk to drivers and, talk to people like that who's actually doing it, and multiple drivers. And every single one of them, they gave me the pros and the cons, and they gave me real numbers. So then I went back to, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to do this Mercedes Sprinter? You're going to do this Ford Transit? You're going to do the ProMaster? What are you going to do? So I ended up getting a really, 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 in my opinion, great deal. I ended up paying, what do you guys think I paid? Should I let you guys leave a comment and then come back and do a second video? No, I'm not going to do that. Out the door, everything, every single thing, tax, everything out the door. 46 grand. That's what I paid. Brand new, 0 miles. I was right there when it came off the truck and they peeling all the tape off of it. I mean, brand new, extended warranty, everything. 46 grand out the door. That is the exact price that I paid for my box truck. And it was several years old with 192,000 miles on it. I think it's a good deal. So yeah, now I still got to do some things before I start working in it. I'm still currently working. I will be retiring soon. I'm not going to say when because all kind of people watch my channel. So, but that's coming soon. That's coming soon. Now, I don't know if I will always drive it. More than likely at some point I will put someone in it, especially if I can find more deals like this, I'll get another van. But we'll see how it goes. But that is expediting is something that I've been talking about for quite some time. Obviously, this channel, when we launched it, was primary, about box truck. But so many channels out there with that type of content. And box trucks, they do very well. I've just decided, to do the cargo van thing. So that's what Uncle Kenny is doing. I'm going to try my best to see if I can add some photos so you guys can see it. Got to get it outfitted with a bed. I got to get me a air conditioner unit on the top so I don't have to, idle. and I had to have a generator. So if you guys know someone that can help me get this van customized to the way it needs to be, let me know. Let me know. I found a couple of companies, but man, they are so backed up. I mean, they've got to order the parts, and then they got to, it's going to take a minute before they get it ready. But we're slowly transitioning to that lane. If you have been thinking about getting into this business or any business, what's holding you up? What's holding you up? Sometimes, and I'm starting to get off base here, but that's what I do on my channel. Sometimes working a 9 to 5, I'm not judging. If that works for you, you're happy with it, there's nothing wrong with it. I always say, if you're happy with status quo, it's all good. But if you're not, sometimes a good paying job will cripple you. Let me say that again. Sometimes a good paying job will cripple you. It makes you lazy. You get comfortable, and you don't make moves. You're afraid. What if it don't work? Well, what if it do work? And so, again, if you're happy with what you're doing, there are a lot of people work 9 to 5, make really good money, and they like what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you're making good money, but may not be happy with what you're doing. You want to be more in control of your time, flexible schedule. Work when you want to work. You don't want anybody telling you, you got to come at this time. You can leave at this time. You can go eat at this time. Again, that may work for a lot of people. And again, there's nothing wrong. No judgment here. But it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. Doesn't mean I'm better or think I'm better than anybody else. Just not for me. And so if you are contemplating going out and working for yourself, make the move. Make the move. Now, listen, you got to have things in place. One of the first things I looked at is medical for me and my wife. That was the first thing I wanted to make sure I had locked down. And I got that locked down now. Had to make sure, what is the least amount of money I'm going to make in this business? Do my books based off of that. What is the least amount? And it's hard to pinpoint a number in trucking. Trucking is, it's trucking. It's the best money you've ever made this week. Next month, it's like, I ain't even getting no load. I mean, it's trucking. But man, let me tell you, there's always going to be freight that needs to be moved. Some people move it in their cars. Yes. And so, if you're thinking about, becoming a business owner, make the move. Start making moves to put yourself in position to be able to step away when the time is right to do your own thing. I'm telling you, I was talking with some people a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about the pandemic. And the pandemic, obviously, outside of people getting sick, people dying, that's never good. But it showed a lot of people how to make money. It did. It showed people how, especially if you weren't making a lot of money, it showed you how you can make a living working for yourself. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but I just wanted to share the transition that we have made. We have purchased a truck. I bought it in the company's name. Build that business credit, family. I'm telling you, build that business credit. Building business credit, I'm telling you, it's building wealth. It really is. Always keep you and your business separate. Anything business related needs to be done under the business structure, under the business name. It's my word, man. That's my word. All right, let me see if I can, try to put some photos in here. If I can't, I will do another video in the next few days and upload it. I'm going to try to do it here, though. All right, hopefully I have earned the right to ask you to subscribe to the channel. And if you do, hit the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified every time we come out with a new video. Give us a thumbs up. Do we deserve a thumbs up? It's too long of a video. don't agree with what you're doing, you deserve a thumbs down. I don't like you, I'm gonna give you a thumbs down anyway. That's cool too. Any interaction that you give, we appreciate it. We appreciate that. All right. Still been getting some people, by the way, that are still looking for factoring companies. And I'm going to do a video on that again. And I've done several videos. I even had people on from different factoring companies. There's a couple that I really, really encourage and recommend. And we'll talk about that in the next video. If you need any insight on who to look at when you want to finance your truck in your company's name, I've got a couple of companies that I can, one is Allied. I will say that they are pretty good about, helping you finance your stuff in your company's name. It's a different process for everybody, but they are a big bank. So shout out to Allied. They're a good company. They can get you taken care of. All right, that is it. Tough times don't last forever. Tough people always do. Remember, money does not come with instructions. It comes with a lot of things, but instructions no. So that means you've got to be smart in terms of your decision-making process, and you and your business will be just fine. Start your business. Take that leap. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. All right, thank you for watching. Be blessed. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.